Hi, welcome to 151 Garage. I'm Sean.
I'm Jill.
She's not feeling well right now, so we are trying to take care of her. Nonetheless, we did wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to watch the Raptor reveal.
The Bronco Raptor.
Yeah, sorry, the Bronco Raptor reveal. Why 6 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time? I have no idea. That was the weirdest time I've ever seen. I thought it was a typo until I actually looked on the Ford website or Ford's, YouTube, and sure as shit, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. That means over in California, it's 3 a.m. Poor bastards. I tell you what. Anyways, so on with the Bronco Raptor. Now, there are some things, we watched the video a couple times, and we did kind of cut and paste some of the things, and I'll put them up on the screen as we talk about them. First of which, the well-known triple light on the front and the Ford badge across the front of the truck. My F-350 has it. Shut up. My F-350, or sorry, her F-350 has it.
Our F-350 has
her F-350. Oh yeah, it's
grill.
our F-350. That's woman answer. It's her F-350 has it. But it's once you see those three lights, it's well, say it's a Raptor, but from Ford it's going to be a Raptor, especially if it's standard. Now, why it has to have the three lights, I think it's just a visual thing. I don't think it's wide enough to actually need the three lights. If you guys don't know what those three lights are for, or the lights across the front, the three lights, I think there's two on the fenders, they are for a regulation put in place for any vehicle that's wider than a certain width, and I don't know what it is. I'm not going to even bother about it because usually only dualies have it. Dualies come standard with it from the factory. It's not an option. They have to have it per regulation. Whether this vehicle does it, is wide enough to do that, I don't know. I don't know what the regulation is, and I don't know the width of the vehicle. So, but they do it because, in my eyes, they're going to do it for any Raptor version of anything, whether it be a Ranger, a Bronco, whatever. They're going to actually put those lights on there because everybody knows the Ford Raptor with having those lights on it. Now, of course, now you can get those lights on Dodge, Toyota, Chevy, Prius, I think, has them now. There's a whole ton of them. Every vehicle has it now, just because it's the cool thing to do. Kind of like truck nuts were a long time ago. I don't think they were ever cool, but people thought they were cool. But we don't mind it. We actually like them. It's just, it's a Raptor. There are going to be tons of Broncos out there with that because everybody's just going to buy the grill. That's pretty much it. So you're never going to know which one's a real Raptor other than the fenders. And we'll get into those in just a second. Now, the next thing, I don't know. This is all what is tagged as Raptor DNA. That was one of them. The vents, the fender vents on the side, I don't know. I really don't know. We'll put a picture up there.
They really could have done better.
They could have done better. I think,
in our opinion, it looks like a peel and stick. Like you see at AutoZone.
Yeah, run into AutoZone or Pet Boys or something like that. Buy those peel and stick vents and stick it on the side. I don't know why they made it so it's a separate panel rather than the whole fender. I mean, it's not, the fender doesn't share anything with the original fender with the car, with the Bronco itself, because it's a wider fender altogether.
And the wheel shape is a lot different.
So why they have to do that, I don't know. I don't know. I don't like it. If it was all one piece, it would have been better, but I think it should have been farther back. What I think it is to let air out from inside the wheel wells when you're going higher speed. Jeep did it with theirs. I think Ford's doing something a little bit different. I think they could have done a little bit better, but it's there for whatever reason. Now, we won't get into the fenders. We won't get into the fenders just yet. That'll be later on. Now, the one thing I do have to say is the hood. I think they really did a good job on the hood. I'm hoping it looks a lot better than what's pictured right now. I think it looks more like one of those pieces that you 3D print at not the highest quality, spray it black, and then slap it on something. It doesn't look refined. It doesn't look smooth. I think it's just a black plastic piece that is kind of like your plastic bumpers, where over time it's going to gray out really bad unless you take care of it.
Like textured.
Yeah, like the textured fenders or textured bumpers, or
the valances or your exterior trims, like the
or
wheel
our
moldings
fenders.
and stuff. Yeah.
You know, those are going to go. I hope they do it a lot better than that. I like the design, absolutely love it, but hoping that it is the vents in there are actual vents and not just fake vents like everybody does. With the engine that's in there, and we'll get into that just in a little bit, that it might need extra cooling, especially if you have full skid plates and everything like that underneath. But all in all, I like the design. I just hope it comes out more refined. If not, I hope someone makes one just like it that is more refined than this.
A lot better.
A lot better.
I think way better.
Now, all the rumors are true. It does come with 37-inch tires. Whether that's the standard or the whatever extra package, kind of like the Sasquatch package, I'm suspecting it comes with 35 standard and 37s as the package. The only reason I'm saying that is because Ford and all other companies are real big at adding extra packages in there for you to spend more money. Now, this will probably come with the 37-inch tires, maybe some other little odds and ends with it, but I suspect if it comes stock with 35s, like there is nothing other than, or 37s, if it doesn't come with anything less than 37s, I'll be surprised. I really will, because 35s a lot of people want. 37s is a little bit too big. Not for me, but...
But my question to you, our Badlands, we can have 37s on it, right?
No.
No?
No.
Unless you lift it?
Yeah, you got to lift it a couple inches. So with the Badlands, with the Sasquatch package, you can put 37s on it. They have. I wouldn't turn. Because I think one of the other companies,
right. They rub.
Yeah, they not the crash bars. They'll rub the inside of the fenders.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they'll rub real bad. So I'm sure I've seen them out there, but there's so much. There's no clearance for hitting any bumps. If you're going to go off-roading with 37s, you want some kind of clearance. Do not put 37s on a Sasquatch Badlands and go off-roading.
That's an idea for our Badlands.
What?
You can turn it into a Raptor.
Not with them fenders. No, that's what we'll get with. Well, we'll get into that in just a second. But it is the biggest, I do love how they say in the bottom of this, the biggest of any production vehicle assembled in America. Meaning just in America. Because over in Europe,
I'm sure
them boys get some big freaking tires on their SUVs. Some of them are huge. So 37s, yes.
Yeah, I love how they had to clarify the America part.
Yeah, America.
Awesome.
Now, it does have the widest stance in the class. What class? I don't know. I guess it's just a few vehicles, whatever vehicles are in there. Now, it's going to have a wider stance than the Jeep. Has 37s on it. Extended, I mean, I don't know what they're doing with the suspension, or if it's just going to be the offset is a little bit further out. I can't wait to see more information about the suspension itself, whether it's a whole different setup or...
I think it's more just like widths and like the wheel tracks, like in the widths.
Yeah.
The way... Let me try and explain this as best I can in like crappy voice. The widths of these this way.
Yeah.
I think it's set the tires out more because the fender flares which we'll get into later, are much wider. So I'm thinking that's why.
I think it's just the offset. It may be some other things, but I think a lot of it has to do with the width of the tire and the offset of the wheel. Now, the Bronco, I can't remember what the Bronco was. I think it's like 35s for the vehicle I have now. I don't know. I think it's like 30 or something like that for the Badlands. Again, don't quote me on it. I don't have mine yet. I think the one we have now is 35s or 40s, something like that. But right now I have 18 offset, positive offset.
Yeah.
So if they bring it out even more, and mine sticks out probably a couple inches past the wheel well itself, or past the trim, the fender flare. Now, if they just make it wider, yeah, because you can see it's inset a little bit. Plus, it's a wider tire right there. So, but
Yeah.
we'll get more into that as more information comes out. We do like it. There are some things that we think could have been done a lot better, though. Now, most powerful Bronco in its class.
No,
Or
love
most
how they-
powerful Conso ever.
I love how
street
they put
legal.
street legal.
Street legal Bronco ever.
Like,
Street
duh.
legal.
At least they're smart. It's
and
not
we'll
like
get it.
Dodge.
Yeah.
Or they like oust themselves from racing.
Yeah. Dodge. So we love Dodge. They have a great attitude about things, going where, you know what, we have a problem with it, we're just going to throw more horsepower at it. That's pretty much their answer to everything. Hey, we have a minivan that isn't selling well, let's put a Hemi in it. It's genius.
They
I'll
do.
take that.
I'm
I'll take
serious.
that.
They do. That's their answer to everything. Let's keep throwing
More
power
horsepower.
at it. But then when they go to racing from the
It's too much
factory,
power.
it's too much
It's
power.
too much power, they get kicked out already.
Yeah. I mean, you get kicked out from.
But you get thumbs up from me, Dodge, for that
Yeah,
shit.
that's
I
cool.
absolutely love
We're not
that.
knocking it. We just
No,
thought
we just think it's funny. Their answer to everything is more power. Good going, Dodge.
okay,
Absolutely
typical
love
man
it.
Taylor.
Yeah. But so to get into that, it does have 400 horsepower. They are doing the 3.0 liter engine.
It's an Ecoboost.
Yeah, Ecoboost. I actually think they did a miss on this one.
Now, is this one going to be? I don't remember if it's a V6 or a V8.
V6.
No V6. Okay.
No, there's no V8s in this.
Okay, V8s
So
are
this
good.
is a 3.0 liter, 400 horsepower Ecoboost. I think they kind of missed the mark on this one. It's more horsepower than what the other vehicles. The Badlands will have 330. I believe this one right now, the Big Bend has 310. But if you think about the competition, the Jeep 392 has 470 horsepower, I believe. Don't quote me on it. I looked at it before, like in the morning, to kind of see what it was. I believe it has 470 horsepower. That's way off from the 400 that Ford brought out. Now, if they would have brought out the 3.5 liter, hopefully in an option later on, maybe next year or the year after, that will produce up to 450 horsepower, which would have put it close within the realm of that. Couple little tweaks, you can get it over 500. You know, you're good. I think they should have went with the bigger engine, honestly. But I also know that they don't want to have people leave the Raptor truck engine or Raptor truck and go to this. Now, this is a whole different thing. They're gonna have a lot of people wanting these regardless of whether they have a Raptor truck. But I think the 400 is good. It's real good. It's 70 horsepower more than what the vehicles that we have. But if you're going for competition, that's gonna be something that you're gonna have to try to talk Ford or a Jeep enthusiast to come over to Ford, even though they're going to lose 70 horsepower, which is a lot to a lot of people. But I think that was a miss. I think they should have done 3.5, maybe. Okay. Now, going with all the power comes with a lot of added, stuff that they need, the different suspension. Now they do have the Raptor style Haas 4.0 suspension. It does have the Fox shocks. It's the 3.1 valve, 3.1 live valve shocks. I knew they were going with Fox because everything on a Raptor shocks wise is Fox. So if they went with somebody else, I think that would have been a real mistake. I think they did well with Fox. They've used them before, people love them, and I'm hoping to get some Fox stuff for the Black Diamond. I hope to change out the suspension with the Fox
Are we going to
system
put
that
that
they
on
have.
Beast?
Yeah, Fox shocks on Beast.
He needs some new struts so bad.
Yeah. Now, the one thing, what does that say?
The competition axles.
Oh, the one thing I do have to say, another thing I do have to say actually, is they put competition axles from Ford Performance. I think that's a good thing.
No.
I can't wait to find out if those will fit in all the other Broncos. Remember what I said about the wider stance? I don't know if it's just suspension and drivetrain or if it's just the wheels. If it's just the wheels, that means you can put those competition axles in the regular Broncos.
So for those of us that don't know what competition axles are, can you explain, please?
They're thicker axles is what it is.
Okay.
Better built. Now,
So just
to give you a
quality.
point, some of the different things they'll do. So, thickness of that, regular axles on some of them, right? Thickness of that, competition. See the difference? It's a lot more than that, but most of the stuff is a lot thicker. You're not going to break the axle, you're not going to twist it. So that right there, I think the vehicle behind you has competition axles in the back from Strange Engineering, I think it is. But that's a whole nother story.
See, I learned something new today. Even I didn't know that one.
Now, the thing I'm actually curious about for the suspension is one of the things they said is it has an increase of wheel travel of 60% on the front and 40% in the rear. That's a lot compared to stock. So I'm suspecting a lot of different suspension components. Again, I don't know if it's wider or it may be. That 60% is farther out, so that way your wheel travel
yeah.
can, your wheel doesn't pivot that much, but your actual wheel goes up and down farther because of the farther out. I think that's going to be neat.
Well, even like on these, you really, if you have these, look at the suspension. They're mostly up and down, but on the pictures of the suspension, they look like they're more angled
the
to
shocks,
give you the
the
room
shocks, yeah.
for
The shocks and stuff on it.
For the travel distance.
It's going to be interesting to see how the suspension is set up, how much different it is from the suspension on the regular Broncos. The 2.3 regular or the Sasquatch. I don't know the difference of it. We'll get into those when the Sasquatch gets here, and we'll compare regular Bronco with the Sasquatch Bronco, the non-Sasquatch versus the Sasquatch. We'll get into that video and kind of show you the difference between the two systems, the two vehicles. Next is, these are in no order. So before we talk about this, another miss we were talking about, kind of throwing around, is the fender flares.
Oh goodness, they suck.
They're horrible. Oh, I did want to talk about the interior, but we'll talk about that in just a second.
That's
So
that's not in the video. It's all the wording. That's in the video without the words.
yeah.
There's two videos. Make sure that you do your search on YouTube and find it.
Yeah, so the fender flares, before we go into the inside, the fender flares.
No. Oh, hell no.
No, that's probably one of the, and I see a lot of people say, who the hell gave them the okay to use those fender flares? They're hideous. They are. To me, to us, they're really bad. I hope aftermarket comes out with something that's way better than that. The rear fender flare, I honestly think the only color I would get would be black.
Oh,
Just for the reason, because it would hide those godforsaken fender flares. The front isn't that bad. It still is, but it's not that bad. The back is really awful.
Until they start fading in the sun.
Yeah, still. Now, one of the things they had was, yeah, it's gonna be gray, carbonized gray, molten colored fender flares. They're not any color that I'd pick. They did, on one of the other things, they did have a set painted in an earlier picture, like a sneak preview thing. I wonder if that is an option, whether you can get them painted or not. I hope so. That might make it a little bit better. And
wrap it in camo and just be good.
I wonder if I can get the camo option, because a lot of people are saying they wish they could get that because it hides the ugly fender flares a little bit better. We're not bashing Ford. We're just, in our opinion, we don't like the fender flares. The back one's the worst. I can deal with the front one, the back one, the very back portion of it. It's almost like they tried to make it aerodynamic. Now, if you guys haven't seen a Bronco, it's about as aerodynamic as a refrigerator. There's no aerodynamic needed on the back end of the fenders. It's
a square on wheels.
Yeah, it's literally a 4x4 refrigerator is pretty much what it is.
Aerodynamics doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. But let's go to the interior. The interior actually is pretty neat.
But there's one drawback.
It only comes in red.
Well,
it only comes in red.
Okay, let me see if I can explain this. This is your color of the interior. It is black with red accents. That's it. This is what you get.
So if you get
like an ombre seat that goes black and it goes into red and it fades out.
Yeah, it fades out this way. So if you look at it, the seats here, you have red down the center and it fades out the black or gray on the sides. It's like the perforations and stuff.
And then like all the handles and stuff like that, they're all red. The stitching's red. Everything's red. Every accent panel is red. So if you get a Raptor, we suggest either red, like this, or black, which we don't have black.
Yeah. Red, black, white, or gray, maybe silver.
If you get something like this, it's gonna clash. Like,
yeah.
Really
if
bad.
you get green, you could be ready for Christmas. You have a Christmas vehicle.
Yeah, Christmas all year round.
I know, Christmas all year round, and eruption green and red interior.
Oh, gee.
I like the interior, I really do, but that it
really
limits.
Pretty, but it limits your colors on the outside to make it look well.
Yeah, I think it's all in all, minus the color, minus you don't have to look on the outside, it looks really nice. All the red accents in it for the handles, the vents, the steering wheel has a 12 o'clock position sewn into it already, which is kind of neat. It does kind of the racing heritage for it, which I like. In fact, the vehicle was designed after the cars for the Ultra 4. If you guys don't know what that is, it's like a racing, it's a racing thing, like King of the Hammers and stuff like that, what it consists of. So they designed it for that. I think that's a pretty neat idea. And one of the things I wanted to kind of say is the driver they had in here was Shelby Hall from, Shelby Hall. She's a desert racer. I think it's kind of cool they use that. One, the name Shelby, absolutely love it. I've seen her in a vehicle before. Remember the one where they were doing the Shelby 500 and the Wild Tracks? I think she's the one that was driving the Wild Tracks that cut through all the fields and stuff. I think she was the same one. So they used her again. Props on that. I think that's a good idea, especially using a professional racer. Good job. As far as the vehicle, all in all, I like the idea. I think it's too soon. I really do. In our opinion, I think they should have came out next year. For as many people as say, no, it should have came out this year, it should come out right now.
Really, it should have been 2023.
Let me stop her right now and say this right now. It should have been 2023 because, one, you don't have the people who've actually reserved or ordered it at the beginning of this year or reserved it last year. You still have people waiting on build dates for their vehicles. And now you're going to turn around and put 5,000 plus of these, which are probably going to be in front of those vehicles.
Which means your order just got shut back, just like the first edition.
Yeah.
They got moved up front. Everything else got moved back because it wasn't a priority.
Yeah, this would be a priority to get those 5,000 out by the end of the year. And again, this isn't coming out till summer of this year, which means at the end of the year, if you don't have a build date, you're going to be pushed back because of this. Most likely. I see that happening. They're going to put the orders in for this saying they're a limited number of 5,000. Guess what? We're going to have to put all 5,000 out now. And that's going to utilize all the equipment, all the resources for these vehicles, not other people's. And I think that's a bad call for them. I should have waited a year like every other Raptor.
Yeah, let the people who ordered their stuff at least try and get it. I mean, give them a chance.
Yeah. Also, if you think that getting whatever vehicle, the Raptor, you're going to pay MSRP, good luck. No, I'm telling right now, 99.9% of dealers right now do not sell the regular Raptors, even before all this COVID and all the adjustments. Yeah, adjustments for the money. It was an added dealer markup, added dealer markup.
Me being in the industry that I'm in and being around the cars all the time, but they're going to be anywhere between $15,000 to $25,000 markup.
That's before then. In fact, the vehicle, the Raptors that were at her shop before all this stuff hit was anywhere from 10 to 15,000
markup,
dealer markup. Before all this, before the Broncos came out.
Before COVID, before everything.
Now you have a Badlands or a Wild Tracks or something like that that's $60,000, that's running $100,000 with dealer markup. You think they're gonna sell a, how much do you think a...
Well, my thing is, they can't, I don't know if they're going to go too crazy because
they can go as crazy as they want.
Well, I know.
Somebody out there is going to buy it.
I know that, but when you did the Lightning, you told me that they put a notice out that they couldn't
That's for the Lightning. That's not for this though.
I wonder if they're going to do that for this though, because they know they're going to do it.
I doubt it. So if you guys don't know, Ford put out a warning for dealers not to mark up, gouge the Lightning, the Ford Lightning when it came out, or when it comes out. So as that, I don't think they're going to do it for this because they haven't done it for the Broncos.
Yeah.
Now, as of cost, we don't know the cost. We suspect it's going to be right around...
Probably 70?
No, it's going to be more than that.
No,
way more than that.
80?
My vehicle as it sits is 60, before taxes and everything like that, is right around $61,000, $62,000. For that to be 70, it'd be stupid not to buy it. I think it's gonna, or buy the Raptor. I think it's gonna be right around 85, maybe even $90,000.
Yeah, okay.
Dealer markup.
It can be
You're gonna see well over 150. I guarantee you, the first one out there is gonna go for 200,000 easy.
Oh, this should be a really good one for eBay to watch.
It's gonna be, when they come out, look on eBay. I guarantee you that a lot of these people that are ordering these Broncos or Bronco Raptors don't have any kind of contract with the dealer. They just put their name down, because that's all it is just put your name down. We didn't put it on there. We didn't like the fenders. If we would have liked the fenders, I would have put my name down. Again, I think we can make another vehicle just as good as that and have more fun doing it. That's what the plans for the Black Diamond are, is to make it more of a major off-roader and have some fun while doing it. You know, build it the way we want to rather than
how it comes
wait
from
forward
factory.
and have it come from factory. So, but yeah, I think it's gonna be, pardon my language, but I think it's gonna be a shit show when they bring them out, because dealers are gonna screw over the customers in a second. You better find a good dealer who will sell you that at a reasonable price, rather than when it comes in add a $100,000 markup on it, because you know that's what some dealers are gonna do. Because everybody else is doing it, why can't we? Is the excuse that a lot of them do. Ours is pretty good. Ours isn't going to do that. Well, ours is doing it to the people that actually reserved it. What they're doing now, I don't know. I don't really get into that. That's somebody else's business. There are some dealers out there. You're going to have to do a lot of walking around, a lot of calling and cold calling customers, or cold calling whatever. Get on the forums, both Bronco Nation and G6, Bronco G6, to see what dealers are good. I've even had some of the good dealers go, yes, we're going to definitely put a markup on the Bronco Raptor. Because every Raptor, no matter what it is going to get a markup. Why wouldn't that? Again, that's going to be something that you're going to have to look at. Again, you know, as more information comes out, you know, we'll let you know. I do like the vehicle. I do see some misses on it. Do we plan on getting one? No. We'll wait and see what the Everglades edition is.
I actually don't want the Raptor.
Yeah, I think the Raptor. I don't think it's going to be all that great.
That was a definite hell no from me.
Yeah, I don't see spending the money on something I don't like the look of. You know, that's going to be. I can build one. It probably will cost more. Well, it'll definitely not cost $200,000, which is what the first couple are going to go for. Close to 200 grand.
That's just stupid, but whatever.
Anyways, leave a comment down below of what those first couple Raptors are going to go for. My guess is about 200,000, 190, 200,000, roughly twice as much as what the vehicles are going to cost, plus added.
That's pretty high. I'm taking more like 150. That's with the
first editions?
Oh, the first edition?
The first editions were going for 150.
Oh.
That is a $60,000 vehicle going for 150.
That's just stupid. That's
so
more than twice
we'll
the
see.
amount of the car.
It's retarded. Anyways, hope you like content. Hope you guys enjoy. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we just hit 2,000. Please help us continue on with hitting the next 1,000. So
I would give a big whoop whoop, but yeah.
Again, she is sick. We do plan on, taking it easy this week.
Thank
so
you.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Again, as more information comes out, we'll be there and we'll let you know what it is and keep you informed. Okay, bye.